Welcome back, everyone, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. It is April of 1863, and we continue our goal of winning independence from the Union. We'll see what happens. If you have not seen the episodes leading up to this point, there is a link in the description all the way back to episode 1. And we are in the process right now of trying to extract our forces from the mess they were in with all of these converging Union armies on the area around Cairo. And we're also trying to deal with the remaining Union armies that are in Kentucky. And a big part of the problem with that, of course, is that we just don't have the readiness in our armies to be able to even move them. So now that we're into the spring, I'm hoping that that will change quickly enough to where we can move on the Union forces. All right, we're going to see if we can't make something happen here in Maryland. I'm going to send Ewell's Corps, 28,000 strong, up to Frederick and see if we don't draw some of these Union forces out of hiding where they've been just kind of camped in Baltimore for a while now. I'm going to keep Napoleon's corps in Washington. What happened at Fort Helm? I think Fort Helm's probably the fort in Cairo, Illinois, where we basically had to abandon. Yeah, it is. So they're taking Cairo back. That was expected. All right, we're going to move the Army of East Tennessee out of Louisville and try to strike at Evansville. He's moving a lot of armies here into western Tennessee, so I'm a little concerned about that. So I'm trying to draw some of the heat off of them as best I can. I'm going to hope to draw this Army of Michigan into combat somewhere. And it does look like Beckham's Corps is still not quite ready. We're just having a heck of a time with readiness. All right, looks like Army of East Tennessee is going to make contact with the Army of Michigan. I'm going to have a great deal of pleasure in defeating the Army of Michigan. All right, so he is lined up right in the town, and we can defend on this one. So I've built a little bit of parapets here with my guys that have the longest range arms available. I wish I could just get right up against the river here and put some more parapets in, but I don't have the ability to do that. So we're going to be able to fire on him from well-protected sites almost immediately. We'll cover all the crossings that he might attempt to use, and we ought to be able to do some damage pretty quickly with all the artillery that we've got sitting here protected in behind this railroad bank, although some guys like these Williams guns aren't really in a position to be able to fire, so I'm going to have to move those over, see if we can't get them somewhere else where they can fire. And I'm thinking we'll be able to rack up the casualties pretty quickly in this one. I'm going to try to focus on counter battery fire where I can. Alright, he's going to try to cross here. We should be pretty well protected. Got the Brown Mountain boys there. You can see just right off the bat we're already at 30 casualties compared to 200 for the enemy. And we outnumber him 2-1, so this should go pretty well. Barksdale to focus on. No, Barksdale. You're not moving over there. I just want you to fire on these guys. He's going to try to make his move. We'll get lined up right here against the river just to be ready for that. I've got everything else covered, but he just doesn't have the manpower to really be spreading out like that. There we go, Barksdale. Alright, we're going to send some skirmishers forward from Barksdale to take on this artillery. Pub is going to break pretty quick, I think. 86 casualties compared to 400. Alright, I think we can speed things up for now. do want to see how we're doing against the artillery. All right, we've already taken out 15 of his guns. We've lost 1. So we've neutralized his advantage in artillery already. Overall casualties, 130 to 750. Beautiful. You know what? I think I'm going to send Sibley across, and we're going to try to come at that artillery. Mahone's only lost 7 men. Zollicoffer's only lost 4. Barksdale's lost 1. Pierce has lost 93. Lovely, lovely. He is trying to cross on me here, and I don't have a lot in the way of depth at that position, but I'm not too worried about it. We just have everything going for us right now. And there they go. Oh! AP Hill looking solid as a general. We're going to go ahead and promote him to full general. He's got really good numbers right now. So does Joseph Wheeler, for that matter, and Forrest. I mean, this whole army is looking pretty good. I want to look at their history a little bit and see how some of these units did in that last battle. Only a few of them really were even that involved, just because of the nature of that one. You can kind of see the numbers. In many cases, guys like Bagby, he hasn't fought in a lot of these battles. Really, that whole division wasn't... Oh, there you go. Mahone's brigade, 61 casualties, inflicted 573. We're going to give him a promotion to Brigadier General. And we're going to give his brigade a battle star for that one. I think we'll do the same. Look at McRae. They inflicted 736 casualties in that battle. We're going to give him one as well. And I think we'll give him a promotion to Brigadier General. All right, we're going to get a little adventurous here, and we're going to send AP Hill on a raid up toward Indianapolis. I'm also going to send... Oh, how are we doing here? Beckham's Corps is so close to finally being ready. I really want to drive these guys out of Tennessee, or out of Kentucky, so that I can get Kentucky to secede, but Cincinnati's looking awfully tempting too. We're going to send Johnson's Corps across the river and take Cincinnati. We'll start drawing some of these Union armies over to deal with these guys instead of just harassing my poor Western armies. All right, we're in the process of taking Cincinnati. Once we do that, I believe Beckham's Corps should be ready, even though he's dealing with some food issues at the moment. All right, has any of that affected his national morale? It's down to 37. We have to get it under 25 to win the war. Disaster at Fort Scribner. Is that the one in Memphis? No, it's not. Where's Fort Scribner? Oh, it's this one right here in central Kentucky. And he's also taken Nashville. Okay, he's got an army down there that I can't see. That's a problem. I'm trying to get Rains Corps back up there. All right, so we're going to have to reroute AP Hill. He's got to come down and deal with that. We've taken Cincinnati. I'm going to go ahead now and make my move. On the Army of the Cumberland. But we're going to have to go back down and deal with whoever that is that has taken Nashville. All right, so it looks like Beckham's Corps is not going to get involved in this one. We're just going to be dealing with Johnson's Corps. But it should be enough. 12 27,000 men, 82 guns against 21,000 men. I like those odds. All right, we are actually on day 2 of the Battle of Maysville City. We've just spotted the enemy. I've got my artillery working on counter battery fire to try and neutralize some of his artillery. I don't know why we're showing 187 casualties. We haven't really even engaged yet, but we're going to start swinging around. He's got fortifications here along the river, so we're going to try to hit him in his open flank out here. He is anchored between the railroad and the South Fork, so that'll make things a little bit challenging. Okay, we're starting to engage the enemy. I've got Garnett here with his Mississippi rifle, so he's got good long range. He can hit these guys without probably suffering too much in the way of return fire. We're starting to move our other divisions into position now. I want to get Pickett's division up and around if I can to get in behind the enemy. I'm going to go ahead and start engaging with Gregg's division. Looks like we've taken out some artillery. I think I'm going to go ahead and tell these guys to just go to fire at will. They can just choose their targets accordingly. I'd love to see Pickett get a chance to use these Williams guns at some point. Alright, we're engaging the enemy. Casualties pretty even at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and send some skirmishers forward. Who's losing casualties? Pemberton. Oh, that's the 24-pounder howitzers. They're down to just 7 guns. Yeah, we better pull them out of there. Alright. We're just going to hold him right here, as we are. Actually, I think we can go ahead and move forward with these guys. And then we're going to swing around with Pickett's division and slam into their left. And I think that ought to do the job. Even casualties so far. See if Rhodes's battalion of these Williams guns can maybe make something happen here. Oh, who was killed? Commander of the Ruhr Valley Brigade has been killed. Not sure where they were on the line. Oh, right here. Yeah, they're taking some heavy casualties at the moment. It's alright, we're gonna return the favor here in a second. Yeah, he's gonna fall back real quick now. I think we should start seeing the casualties mount up for the Union here. Alright, Orphan Brigade. Let's charge into these guns here. Two batteries wreaking havoc on my left. You can see the casualties just went up in a hurry. They lost about 40 men in that charge. Oh, there is an infantry brigade behind them. I just didn't see them. That's okay. We're going to drive off the battery in the meantime. All right, let's send some help up here. Patton Anderson with the Bourbon Rebels. And then work our way around with the rest of Pickett's division. Alright, we're going to call in the skirmishers. Send Junius Daniel forward. That is the Gruber's Guard. I'm going to send Walker County Rangers forward a little bit. Let's really put the pressure on these guys now. Alright, Fitz Lee. Help is coming for the Orphan Brigade, buddy. Alright, yeah, we're up to 1,500 casualties inflicted now. Okay, we're starting to close the trap here, so to speak. I'm gonna go deal with this battery here. I'm gonna send the Bourbon Rebels in there to charge those guns. Alright, boys, you got this. Alright, we're gonna send Fitz Lee in there too because he's turned his other brigade over to try and deal with the Bourbon Rebels. $2,400 enemy casualties now. Beautiful. Yeah. That's alright. Alright, we're just going to keep up the fire here as best we can. $2,900 enemy casualties now. His morale's down to 38. I can't imagine he's going to hold for too long. Gruber's Guards are losing a lot of men. Oh yeah, I can see why. Our two units that charged have both broken. I'm gonna try to rally these guys. Alright, we're just going to shoot it out for a while here, I guess. In the end, I expect that will be to our advantage. Got our Williams guns up here firing into his flank now. Alright, looks like we've recovered the Bourbon Rebels. Daniel has had his butt kicked. He is now a elite unit, but he's also down to just 500 men after 1,000 casualties in this battle. Surprisingly, he's still holding on despite all of that. Man, these Union soldiers do not want to break at all. 6,000 casualties, almost 30% losses. And none of them even look like they're close to breaking. We're already at a major victory. His morale is down. Oh, its morale's up to 42. It actually went up. I think because Brooks recovered. This is crazy. We're just shooting it out with no end in sight. He's lost a third of his army. Let's bring up some of these guns. Ammunition's going to be a problem the way this is going. My goodness. He's lost 40% of his army now. And he's still shooting it out with really just no hint that any of them are going to break. This brigade here's got 550 men. They've lost 900. That's Gibbon. Might as well call them the Iron Brigade. Oh, he just broke Anderson. Now Brooks is going to push right through against my artillery that I just brought up. I can't believe these guys aren't breaking. 46% of his army. This is insane. I've never seen 49%. I've never seen an army lose half its strength and still stand and fight like this. Wow. The good news is our right is pretty strong still. Pickett's division's in good shape. Alright, I'm going to charge the Orphan Brigade in. I'm going to see if we can't break these guys with some of our fresh units that haven't really suffered too many casualties. Most of these units having lost 50% of their men. If we push things a little bit, I feel like we'll be okay. He's lost 55%. Of course, now that we've lost more than 25%, we lose the ability to make it a major victory, but that's okay. And we captured one of his brigades. We finally broke his army. I have never seen anything like that in my life. 68% casualties for his army. 68%. 70% now. He lost 15,000 of 21,000 men. Wow. All right. Richard Garnett. His unit did fantastic. He's getting a promotion to Brigadier General. Kentucky Colonels are getting themselves a second star for that battle. I just want to look and see what the numbers look like, because I think a few of these units may need to be sent out for replenishment after all of that. Walker County Rangers got beat up pretty hard, but they've still got 900 men. I think that was the only corps that was involved in that fight. Yeah, it was. So who else can we give a battle star to for that one? I feel like Junius Daniels' unit was asked to do a lot there. Yeah, we're going to give Gruber's Guard a battle star for that one. And Junius Daniels is going to get a promotion to Brigadier General as well. Okay, AP Hill is back in Kentucky. He's going to come down here and grab the Bowling Green Supply Depot, which may cut off supply to whatever army was operating in and around Nashville. Or he's going to run into Nathaniel Banks with an unknown army that only has 17 guns. Let's hit him. This is honestly kind of the perfect battlefield for me. Where's he coming in from? Most likely over here. So I would expect he's going to come right down here. We can throw a defense over here just in case he comes down this road. But otherwise, I'm pretty much going to dig in behind the river here. Okay, so he's coming down this path right here. Good chance he's going to try to hit us here. I've dug in with parapets at all the crossings. I'm really hoping he can't just cross the river without having to come to one of those crossings. We're going to dismount McCrae and hold the line right here as best I can. I'll send Sibley over there as well, but I'm hoping he's going to continue toward the crossings. Looks like he's going to. I've got him by about 7,000 men or so. Morale's almost identical. He does not seem inclined to attack us at the crossings. So our cav's going to have to do their job and hold him for now. I'm going to start sending my divisions up here to try and draw him this way rather than going around me. Barksdale's got nice long range, so we should be able to get him in a place where he can fire at them, but they can't fire on him. If I do this right. Gonna start moving the artillery up as well to where they can start firing on these guys. Yeah, McRae's not gonna last very long at this rate. We've got a whole division firing on him. Alright, great start. 41st Alabama just drove Ferrero off. So now we can actually get them to turn on Walker. Or that's not Walker, it's Whitaker. I'm trying to get Claiborne's division up, Forrest's division up next to them. We took a lot of casualties with our cavalry, and that's why the casualty number is so lopsided at the moment, but morale's about the same. No, McRae, you need to stay back. Calgary Highlanders are holding the line so far all by themselves. No, McRae, get out of there. I've given Zollicoffer orders several times now, but he still hasn't moved. Alright, Forrest, you're in a position. I need you to start swinging around now on the enemy. We've got our artillery starting to get into position. Let's get Barksdale up here. Help out Smith. He's going to take massive casualties if we don't get them some help. There goes Zollicoffer finally. I need him to protect the left flank of the artillery. Alright, we've evened the numbers out, which means we're doing some real damage right now to his infantry. Royal Volunteers are going to get into the line now. Zollicoffer's going to get there just in time to cover my left. Flanders Flock, you gotta go long range here, buddy. Alright, things are starting to really look up now. Federal morale's falling big time. We've got plenty of reserves here with Claiborne's division right now. Calgary Highlanders are going to get a battle star for this one just because of how well they have fought. They had to fight by themselves for quite a while, which is why they're taking these massive casualties now. 41st Alabama, they're going to get one too. Those are the two units that held the line while the rest of the army got into position. And they did really well. Beautiful. Although I will say this, the cavalry did their job too. McRae, I think we're going to give him a battle star. I think they're falling back. We got this one. It was a lot easier than the last battle, that's for sure. Ended up a pretty one-sided affair. And when you figure how many casualties I lost among my cavalry, the infantry was fantastic in this one. Hopefully we can drive these guys out of Kentucky. All right, let's push in. There he goes. All right, Ripley, hit those guns. Lovely. Another major victory. We captured a battery and a brigade that time. Man, that ended up really one-sided, and I love it. Okay, enemy national morale is down to 34. If we can keep the pressure up a little bit more, I think we'll finally have him. Let's go ahead now and go to... What army was that? East Tennessee. Calgary Highlanders. Definitely getting a battle star for that one. Who else did we say? 41st Alabama. Their first battle star. We'll give Cutshaw a promotion. We said McCrae would get his second battle star. And there was one more too. No, that was Calgary Highlanders and 41st Alabama. All right, we're good. Great job by those guys. I am a little bit worried about our Western Army. It looks like finally we're going to get some of these units back. Some of them, I mean, Yuma Territorial Guard still just have 266 men. That's why we had to send them to go back and replenish a little bit. But we're going to wrap it up right there. Projects, actually I want to see policies. We're still waiting on Diplomacy 4. It's 4 days away. I'm hoping that's going to push British intervention to the point where we'll get them in. But we'll see next episode. Thanks for watching.